Hey friends, welcome back to Llamamakayla's Yarn Tube. Thank you for stopping by for a visit today. I know that I have been talking about a crochet wreath that I'm making to enter into the fair. And so some of you probably have been following along, watching the little amigurumis that I'm making for that wreath. And so I wanted to share another idea with you in case you are looking for ideas to make for a wreath, for either for yourself or for someone, or even to put in the fair yourself. And the wreaths at my fair are all like a wreath, and then it'll have like all this mesh, and then it will have like silk flowers, artificial flowers, whatever you call them, fake flowers. And it'll have things like that. The last year that we had a fair, I put in a couple of wreaths that were crocheted. Now, some of them did have some mesh stuff on them, and the items on it was crocheted. And my 3 wreaths that I put in, no, I put in 4. I put in 4 wreaths. I'll tell you about them. Here's one that I had put in. This is a bee wreath that I had put in the fair. And you can see, actually this is loom knitted. The beehive is loom knitted and all of the bees are loom knitted. And it's been smushed over time since that was. But I do have this hanging in my doll room. So, that is a wreath that did win a blue ribbon. And so talking with some other people, we came to the conclusion that because there were some gorgeous wreaths there. I mean, really, really beautiful wreaths. Like, people are so creative and they put a lot of work into those wreaths. But I think the people who judge the wreaths also look at this was handmade and not just a bought flower that was put in. So I think they do look at that. That's what me and some others decided, because the other wreaths I put in, one of them was, I had made some strips on my knitting machine, my small circular knitting machine. I had made some strips, and then I braided those, and they were like orange, yellow, and brown maybe. I can't remember, but anyway, I braided them, and then I put that around the front of the wreath, and then I had cotton that I put on there. Okay, that one was kind of a plain, wreath to me, especially compared to all the wreaths that were hanging up there. But that wreath did win first place. Another one that I put in was a Thanksgiving one, and this is before I learned to crochet. I was loom knitting at this time. I had loom knitted a pilgrim doll. It was about this tall, and a man and a woman, and then I had loom knitted a turkey. And so I set that turkey in the bottom of the wreath and had the man and the woman on the sides. And I'm not sure what else was on there. Probably some, fall flowers or something I had crocheted. I can't really remember what else was on there. But that wreath also got first place. Now, I wrapped the wire in that. It wasn't all poofy and the tulle and stuff like that, was it? I had took that mesh and just wrapped around it, or maybe it was ribbon I wrapped around it just to cover the wire. I can't remember if it was ribbon or like the mesh or tulle or something like that. And that is packed away in the fall decoration stuff. And then the Christmas one I had done, I know this was wrapped in white deco mesh stuff, like whatever it's called. The whole thing was just wrapped, but it was like a tight solid wrap. It wasn't fluffy or anything like that. And I had loomed it a Santa Claus and another character, maybe an elf. I can't remember what that character was. And then I had a reindeer hanging down upside down. And then I had loomed knitted some Christmas lights, and they strung across, like Santa was holding some, and this character was holding some, and Rudolph was hanging down upside down, and he was holding the lights. So I believe that they looked at those and saw the work that went into the things that were on the wreath. They weren't just bought flowers and attached to a wreath. Now, I could be totally wrong. That's possible. But that's what my friends and I decided, because we were looking at all these wreaths that were just beautiful. We were trying to figure out, why did mine get first place? Because I saw a lot of wreaths I would have gave first place. Just saying, Anyway, so if you're going to enter a wreath into the fair, you might want to consider crocheting or loom knitting your items to go on the wreath, So on my wreath that I'm doing, I'm using some mesh. I have this mesh right here for the under the sea one that I'm doing. And if you've been watching, this part's a repeat for you. But I have this I bought at Michael's. I bought several of these, and then I bought this huge wire wreath. Now, for this particular one, I'm using a very large wreath. For my other ones, I'm using a smaller wreath. I just wanted this one big and bold and to be a statement piece. This is 24 inches, and it was about $5 at Michael's. This is for the under the sea one, and like I said, I just want this one to be like this statement piece, okay? That's why I'm using such a large wreath form on this one. The other ones that I'm going to be making, I'm going to use a smaller one. So I need to make some more, and so I was just coming up with some ideas. I was thinking about putting a little, in one of them, putting a doll in the bottom of it, like she's sitting there swinging in the bottom of the wreath, and put flowers all the way around it, like she's sitting in a garden, swinging in a garden, like, just crochet flowers and leaves and stuff like that, and just decorate the whole thing. Now, I have not decided what I'm covering that wire wreath with, if I'm going to crochet the covering for it, or if I'm going to use tulle or mesh or whatever. So I haven't decided that part yet. Another wreath idea that I have is, I lost that train of thought, but here we go. I want to do a Christmas one. I got to do a Christmas one also. But anyway, I thought about doing a strawberry wreath. So I have the strawberry gnome that I had made that is just adorable, and I do not want to glue him in a wreath. So he will be wired so he can come out later if I get tired of him being in a wreath. But this pattern is by Muffy Corn from Etsy, and she's also on Instagram, and I just love all her patterns. I mean, I've bought a few, and I have a ton of them favorited that I want to buy. And April from Be Wild in April, she gifted me one of Muffy Corn's patterns, and so I will be making that this fall also. But anyway, this is the strawberry gnome that I created, and so I thought I could just put this in a wreath. So, what am I going to put with him, right? So, I crocheted this little jar of jam to go somewhere on the wreath, like on the side or something, by him. So, this pattern came from, I believe, Hooked on Amigurumi. And so it just says jam. And so, I wanted to do like a jar of strawberry jam. And then I crocheted a bunch of strawberries. I've got a whole handful of strawberries in different sizes because, you know, no two strawberries are alike. Crocheted a bunch of those. And then last night I was sitting there crocheting some more larger ones. And so I clicked on a YouTube video from KS Mom to watch. And I'm crocheting strawberries using my Whimsical Stitches book. And the first thing she showed was strawberries that she made from her Whimsical Stitches book. And so I commented on there and told her, I'm making strawberries from that book right this minute while I'm watching you. So these three, they look totally different, but I did that on purpose. I think this one, I followed the pattern. These two, I jacked it up on purpose because I didn't want them to look exactly the same. And every time I buy strawberries, none of those strawberries in that package look exactly the same. So I just gave them, different heights or different shapes. This one is skinnier. I didn't increase as much. And then that one is the pattern itself, and it's, pretty big. And then I'm also going to do some of the little white flowers with a yellow center to go around on that wreath. And I don't know if I'm going to be adding the strawberry on there or not. Just one second. I could possibly add this cupcake on that wreath, or I may not. Who knows? It just depends on if it looks like it needs something, I might add that. Or if it looks like it takes away, I won't add it. What I haven't decided yet is if I'm going to use what I'm using to cover the wire wreath. Don't know what I'm using to cover that with. If I'm going to crochet a covering around it, or if I'm going to use tulle or something, deco mesh or whatever that's called. I don't really know what it's called. I think I've heard that said before. So anyway, that's what I'm trying to decide. Also, I'm trying to decide, because this is my gnome, and you see I used that limeish green on my others. Do I need to use this dark green or this green that's on that one? And also the colors for my leaves. I need to make a bunch of leaves to cover around on that wreath. And so I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use them dark green or the lime green or what, So that's what I'm doing. I like the way this little jar turned out. If I come across a little strawberry button, because I know I can't crochet a little strawberry applique that small, but if I come across a strawberry button, I'll probably just put one like right here. But I don't know if I'll find one or not. But I think that would be cute, just to have a little button on here to put there in front of the jam for strawberry jam. So that's what I'm working on. I'm busy. I'm staying busy working on projects for the fair. And I have a couple more that I've got going, but they're not far enough along to really show anything yet. But I'm looking through the little book, an older book. But I know some of the categories are going to be changed up, but some that I'm pretty sure will be there. I'm just making sure that I have items for those categories. And I can think of some things that I've crocheted that I can put for that. And then some things I'm like, I don't have anything for that category, but I can make something. So that's what I'm doing, is making some items for those categories. But anyway, I just wanted to share, even though I'm not really have these wreaths put together yet, I just wanted to share this idea with you in case you are looking for an idea. And, not to say that, I know you probably won't copy me, but it's fine if you do. I don't care. I'm totally fine with that. I'm glad to inspire you, but it just might spark your, creativity to say, oh yeah, I could do this, and you come up with your own idea. That's great too. So yeah, so right now I'm working on the doll and some flowers for a doll wreath, and strawberries and flowers for the strawberry gnome wreath. I need to work on a Christmas one, but I haven't decided what it's going to be yet. I looked at some Christmas gnomes but I haven't found one that I liked to do that. So I just don't know what I'm doing for a Christmas one yet, but I will figure it out before the end of September. And I think I can put in, I wrote it down. There's several categories because there's also categories for wall hangings, and I can put a wreath there. There was one that was a permanent arrangement, and it could be dried flowers or wreaths, and then it said etc. So I could put a wreath in that category also. There were several that could be wreaths, and I might just look through my Kawaii Garden book and look for flowers in there, and I might could just crochet a bunch of those flowers and put around a wreath. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. That may be what I'm doing for my girl that's swinging in the garden. So yeah. So come back, follow me back, come back and check it out, and I'll be showing these wreaths as I create them or as I work on them. I'll be showing you items that I'll be adding to my wreaths, and I hope you'll come back and check it out. Bye, friends, and I can't wait to take y'all all to the fair with me. No, I'm not going to ride the fair or even walk the fair. I'm only going to the exhibit hall. I'm parking at the back door of the exhibit hall and going in, and that's all. So I'm not doing anything else there, but I want to take you along with me so you can see all the wonderful entries that get entered there. So bye, friends, and I'll see you all again in the next video.